Hey, ¿qué pasa, amigos? You're listening to the Puro Pinche Cast&Blast podcast. I'm your host, Pinche Ben. Join me in entertaining guests as we share some wins, some fails, and a whole lot of laughs as we dare to admit embarrassing mistakes we've made learning how to fish and hunt. We're glad you're joining us, and no matter what your background or what your skill level, everyone is welcome here. What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, I'm so glad to be here getting this thing started, man. I'm your host, Pinche Ben, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 0. I'm just going to do a quick little one-on-one with you guys. No guests today, just me and you. I'm going to give it a little breakdown of what Puro Pinche Cast&Blast means and what you can expect from this podcast. So I'm excited to get started. I've been working really hard to go ahead and get this launched, and let's get going, man. So check it out. I said I was going to do a podcast when I hit 10,000 followers on Facebook. And man, before you know it, I hit 10K and I was like, oh man, what did I get myself into? But here I am, man, and I'm getting this going. And I'm going to start launching some content for you guys. So I lined up some guests and I have a bunch of great topics of discussion to go ahead and bring up to you guys. And let me go ahead and get started by telling you a little bit about me. So I am an amateur angler and hunter. I have no claims to be an expert in any of that. I just get out there and get after it when I can. I'm kind of a weekend warrior. How many of you guys can relate to that? You know, you work hard, you play hard, but when you get a chance, you go hunt and fish. I wish I could get out there every day, and I wish I can get out there and hunt and fish as much as I want to. However, I work around work and family and all that stuff, and I'm trying to kind of balance that out. But at the same time, when I get out there, I want to be successful. And because of that, that's what I wanted to start this podcast, because I feel like I could bring in some guests and I can share some experiences with you guys. And together we can go ahead and even the playing field so that when you get out there, you can have success. And with more success comes confidence, and confidence brings good experiences, and good experiences really launches your love for cast and blast. Into another level. So that's what it is. Puro pinche cast and blast, perfectly translated. Puro is pure. Pinche is just an adjective we use here in South Texas. If you want to let anyone know that you're super passionate about something, puro pinche Cowboys, puro pinche Spurs, puro pinche Astros, puro pinche cast and blast. That's exactly what it is. We're just saying we love the lifestyle. And puro pinche cast and blast, it is not a brand, it is a lifestyle. And that's what kind of got me to go into the business and kind of show off the lifestyle. And I'm a veteran owned small business owner, and I just wanted to launch something for the community, someone where everyone was welcome, something where everyone could be part of, and we can all represent each other. All right. So that was kind of how I did it. And I started some apparel, and the apparel started taking off. And then, we wanted to recognize our following. So we started putting, the flag on our sleeve, which we're pretty proud of being Americans. And we wanted to recognize everyone. That's why it says be recognized on my sleeve. Well, a little bit history about being American. So I am a veteran. I served 3 tours of Iraq, 1 tour of Afghanistan. I served in the Army. My father and all his brothers were Vietnam era veterans, and then his father and all his brothers were World War II veterans. So I'm pretty proud of that heritage. I'm very proud of my Mexican heritage. My father raised me to be like, hey, you're of Mexican descent, but be proud to be an American first. And that's kind of my background as far as where I stand. And with that, I'll get into like how I started fishing and hunting. So from a very young age, my dad, my late father, and my late tío, my uncle, they took me and my primos out. They took us out fishing and hunting when we were little, man. And we would beg them to take us out with us, and they'd be like, okay, come on, and they didn't mind having a couple little mocosos with them. So they would bring us out and we go fishing with them, and they'd be like, all right, you're gonna go fishing. It's your job to get the bait. So me and my cousin, man, we'd be little and we go out there and we toss the cast net out. We go out there. So I grew up in Corpus Christi. I fished. I grew up saltwater fishing. So in that area in South Texas, it's a lot of saltwater. We have access to freshwater fisheries too, and we enjoyed that as well. But you can find any edge of water down in South Texas, and you just get out there and fish. Saltwater fishing for me was my first love. and they would take us out, and we go out to those little pockets near like Portland and Baytown, and we just go out there and toss the cast net, pull them up, and you pull up little finger mullet, little perch, sometimes some shrimp, and we get them up, and then when we fill the bait bucket, they'd be like, "Ahora sí, vámonos," and we get out there and we load up and head down to our little spots. We used to fish the Packery Channel, all those little areas and that little honey holes that we would have, and they would take us out there, man. And I started fishing, uh, very small. And again, they would show us, how to fish. And back then, you didn't have all these fancy rigs that you have now, or go to a big box store and get yourself a reel and rod combo. None of that was around. You just fish with what you had, little pawn shop and all that stuff. And I grew up poor, so fishing was free, and sometimes that was our easy method for us to put food on the table. And the fish fries and all that stuff, the whole neighborhood would come and gather around the pit or the disco, and my dad would fish fry, and all the tios and everybody, all his friends, camaradas, they'd be over there drinking beer, having a good time. I really enjoy those memories, and I hope you guys can relate to a lot of those stories. And a lot of the stuff that we're going to be sharing here is more relatable to something that you would can relate to, something that you have a memory or experience. And I hope that we can kind of collaborate and bring our experiences together and say, yeah, I do remember that, or yeah, exactly, man, that's how it was back then. Or even today, when we're talking about things, we can disagree. You can send your comments, you can send your feedback, and we can put it all out there, man. And maybe we can ask somebody that has the answer, and we're gonna share those kind of things. But yeah, that's how I got started in fishing, hunting, very young, and it was very much a family thing. I grew up in South Texas, and we would go hunting in the George West, George West, Mathis, San Diego, South Texas, Benavides, on all those little ranchitos. I didn't grow up on a ranch, but my some of my tios had some spots that we could go hunt on, and they had little ranchitos, ranchettes, and we go out there and they have a little blind set up, or sometimes we just go out there and stalk and see what you find. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of good memories growing up hunting, jabalina, dove hunting, man. My dove hunting was my first like love, and I'll tell you why. We started off, my tios took us out to this little area there in Mathis, and they backed up the trucks, and there was a little dove field they had cleared, and they backed up the pickup trucks, dropped the tailgate, had the coolers, and they're sitting there drinking beer, and they set us out there in the field, me and my primos, and they're all like, all right, uh I had a little bitty tiny 410, and he's like, the bird's gonna fly over this direction. Make sure you point and shoot and this and that. All right. So I get out there with a little 410. I take a shot, I miss, and my dad got pissed off, puts his beer down, comes out there, and he's like, pulls that 410 out of my hand. He says, "Here," and he slaps a 12 gauge shotgun in my arms, and he's like, "It's too big for you, so just drop the buttstock in the ground, point it up, and take a shot. Right when you see the birds, you can't mess with this, right?" And I was like, "All right." So here comes the first flight of birds, and I see it. I get excited, and I pick up the shotgun, and I put the buttstock right here in my crotch, right? And I sit there, and I mean, they're sitting there drinking, they're watching, and then the tios are all like, check it out, check it out. Before they can even stop me and be like, no, take the shot, man. Pow, man, it racks me right in the nuts. And I was like, oh, my dad spits his beer out. Everyone's laughing. And it's just one of those things, man. The hardships that you learn along the way. I swear to God, I thought I was never going to go do that again, man. But how many of you guys can laugh with me, laugh at some experiences like that, some stupid stuff we did when we were young? But you know what? It didn't turn me off. I turned into be love dove hunting. Matter of fact, when I was much, much younger, I used to go out there and I would try to get them with my BB gun. A lot of you guys take your kids out and shoot and dove with a BB gun and try to knock one down or whatever. Uh, that's where we all started, and now I really enjoy dove hunting. I feel like it's one of the best social event style, or it's more of a social event than it is a hunting or a hunt. Uh, it's the one type of hunting that you can have that you can just talk shit and you can have a good time, and you don't have to camo up necessarily. It's just have a good time and enjoy the memories, right? I really enjoy dove hunting. So yeah, man. And then here recently I started getting into big game hunting, and I took an interest in that, and I'm re-engaging with that, and I'm going to be sharing some experiences with you guys and some stories and whatnot, and maybe some wins, some fails. And I don't take myself too seriously, man. I'm not afraid to laugh at myself, and be like, yeah, this is not that serious, man. So I hope you guys enjoy and have a good time, man. And we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be laid back. I mean, I'm gonna bring some guests in. I got a nice little setup here for my guests to come sit down, man. So they're gonna be joining me, sitting on the cast couch, and we're gonna have a good time, man. We're gonna pop open some beers, and we're gonna have some great topics of discussions. I'm setting up some episodes so that I have some real good information that I can share with you guys, or the guests can share, really. And I'm just gonna kind of be feeding off of their energy and interacting with them and asking a bunch of questions, man. Hopefully, we can get a bunch of information that can help us all, whether you're on the water or you're in the field. And that's what really this podcast is going to be about. I see a lot of videos. I watch the Meat Eater, I watch the Primo's hunting podcast, and Meat Eater podcast, and all those things. And I'm just like, man, I'm a big fan. I follow all those guys. But, a lot of those stories and a lot of those experiences are not relatable to me because I don't have access to all that stuff. I don't have access to big high fence ranches, or I don't have access to private ponds, or I can't get around and get as much as I want to all these different bodies of water, or all these great stories. What about just hunting at your tío's rancho, when you get a chance? Or what about hunting at, a public land hunting event? What about the bank stomper angler? What about the kayak fishing anglers? What about the wade fishermen? What about the pond hoppers that are just, trying to get out there and, uh, beat their personal best, right? That's what this podcast is going to be for. And that's who you can expect to come talk. And we're going to have some other guests that really have some different experiences that we can basically look forward to learning from that, so that we can kind of get into those things. And let me talk a little bit about that. So we're going to be bringing on fishing and hunting guides. And these fishing and hunting guides, we're going to allow them to talk about their challenges in the business. And what I mean by that is, a hunting guide or a fishing guide sounds like a dream job to all of us. And it still is a dream that I'm chasing. However, there's a lot of work that goes into that. And it's seasonal sometimes. And, you got to work to make sure that you can bring that client a really positive experience, right? So that, one, they can tell their friends, spread word of mouth, and two, hopefully post some content that, or on social media, or give you a shout out and this and that, maybe earn a tip, right? And all those things we don't really take into consideration when you go and you pay for that charter, or, that hunting, that when you pay for that tag or whatnot. And these outfitters are doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure you have a great experience. And maybe hearing from them and hearing some of that insight would actually add value to where our dollar goes, right? And maybe add value into the appreciation for all the work that they do to make sure we have a positive experience. So I'm looking forward to hearing from some local fishing and hunting guides, and not just Texas. I'm trying to branch out to see and get some other experiences. So although I am here based in the heart of Texas, I do want to reach out to other regions to get some, other aspects and other uh, feedback from other regions, because it's not just about Texas and Texas hunting and this and that. There's so much other places out there that you can go to, rather affordable, and have a great experience. And then maybe we can learn about how much it costs to get that hunting license, or this and that, and or, every time you travel, you got to look at, how much is the fishing license, because we want to fish legally. How much is the hunting license there? How much is it to harvest this and this and that? And you want to know, stay within the laws and all that. We're going to have amateur fishing and hunting enthusiasts, let them come on and talk about their challenges and how difficult it is to, what your approach is when you go fishing, or go hunting, like, uh, if you're a beginner, it's super hard to get out there. I follow a lot of different groups, and these guys are talking about, hey, I'm new to this. I'm looking to go out, but I don't want to go out alone. Or I'm new to this and I want to get out to this area. How many of you guys have hunted that area? So everyone's really looking for some pointers, some tips, some valuable information that could possibly build your confidence up, so that you can go and have a good experience. Because, like I say, good experiences lead to, a passion for the hobby, right? And that's what we're trying to encourage, is for people to just enjoy the Cast and Blast lifestyle. It is my dream to host an annual Cast and Blast tournament or event, right? And what I want to do is I want to bring, I would like to do like a clay shoot and maybe a pond, uh, where we can shoot by a pond and then do a clay or a fishing tournament, or maybe go down to the coast and do like a duck hunt and a redfish tournament, and do it, make it like a social event where we can bring other people from the community, other entrepreneurs, get them together and do that kind of event where other businesses and stuff can come and showcase their product as well. And I really think that's what we're going to do, is basically bring the community together, encourage, people to be enthusiastic about, fishing and hunting, and share some experiences along the way that we're really going to learn from, so that we can have the edge next time we get out there. I plan to bring a game warden on, and I want to squash all the misconception of like all these interpretations of the laws and but chinga, those are a lot of big words. So I gotta calm it down, man. I need to calm it down, man. So hey, but I want to bring the game warden on. They can squash all the rumors, and a lot of people would like to spread information, and not all that information is accurate. So there's a lot of people out there doing some things that are maybe teetering the line, or maybe they can get them in trouble, or maybe they're spreading good information, but let's confirm it with the source. So I'm going to bring a game warden in here, have them sit down with me, and I'll ask them all the questions you guys want to ask. So man, I welcome your comments, welcome your feedback. Hey, if you get a game warden on, I need to know this, or feel free to drop some comments. So that's going to be exciting, and that's going to be fun. So I plan to bring a biologist that speak on the wildlife management and conservation, and how they play a role in some of these hunting leases, so that we can learn about managed land deer programs, the MLDP program. Most of us look for a place. If we don't already have a lease, you're looking to go to a lease that actually has some open tags, and those tags don't count towards your hunting license tags. These are open tags that some landowner has managed an ecosystem where they're offering some tags that they purchase, and that Texas Parks and Wildlife lets them bring in hunters so that they can actually control their wildlife management program. And I want to bring the biologists to see how they play a role into, like, how do you know how many tags to get? What's your buck to doe ratio? Bring in all those kinds of different aspects of what it takes to manage a land for hunting. You know what I mean? I have a lot of questions, and I'm going to bring somebody on that's really going to answer a lot of that, and maybe give me a better perspective of like how much work goes in behind the scenes for these guys to be putting on these outstanding hunting adventures, and offering these outfitters offering great experiences. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also going to bring in other entrepreneurs in the fishing and hunting industry. Let them come in, let them talk about their products, talk about their journey in the industry. How much how much fun they've had along the way, and rubbing elbows with other people in the industry. How we interact with the followers and the customers and all that stuff, and let them share those experiences, and maybe they can inspire someone out there who's watching to maybe pick up their own thing and get started with a business, and maybe share some tips that can someone who's already got a business and maybe they're getting discouraged because they're in a slump. Maybe we can learn from these other entrepreneurs so that we can all, again, eat from the same table. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also going to invite just I want to open the environment to fishing hunting community of all walks of life to sit down and talk about sharing experiences that are relatable and are much more in line with your experiences. No matter what level of outdoorsman you are, I think that there's something to talk about for everyone. And every time we drop a new episode, I feel like you're going to walk away with something. So I'm excited about it. I'm passionate about it. And I promise you guys that I'm going to be bringing you my A game every time. And what I mean by that is, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm new to all this, but I do know how to apply myself when I'm passionate about something, and I'm really going to try to see and hope that that bleeds through when I get this going. So I'm giving you guys my best effort to make sure that it's going to be some valuable content. I'm giving you guys my best effort to have some fun, to be chill, to not take this too serious. I'm taking it serious as to honoring my commitment to you guys as far as, getting this podcast going and really applying myself to that. But as far as me, I don't take myself serious as a outdoorsman and this and that. I really enjoy it. It's a passion of mine. I hope to share that passion with you guys. I hope it passes down to my kids, and I hope it goes generation after generation and it continues to grow, especially in our area. For the sake of all the entrepreneurs and all the small businesses in this area, as well as all the landowners and everything who are trying to go ahead and keep their businesses going, keep their hunting leases going, and all that stuff. I think it's super important that um, even if you're against hunting, even if you're, maybe there's something that someone who's watching my podcast can actually take from, be like, I didn't take that into consideration. I didn't think about that. I'm not so opposed to hunting now, or fishing, or maybe there's something for them to take away from it as well. So I welcome you guys to my podcast, man. I'm going to be looking forward to doing some great content with you. I look forward to the comments. I look forward to the feedback, and I really hope to earn your following. So if you're watching, man, make sure if you think you're going to like this, and it is something in line with some of your interests, I think we're going to have fun doing this. So I welcome you to go ahead and follow and subscribe, and that way you're notified when we start launching the new content, and you can follow along. And I hope to get your feedback. I hope to get your comments. And I'm going to be doing some fun things along the way to make sure that you're actually getting value in this. And I mean, like, maybe we can do some giveaways. Maybe we can do some incentives for a special group of subscribers, or, I'm going to try to make this fun. I'm going to try to make it worth your time. So, I appreciate you guys listening to me, taking the time to see my ugly mug. Hopefully, I have some better looking guests for you guys. But man, I'm super excited. I just had to get this going. This is episode 0. It was just an icebreaker to kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself. And you're going to get to know a lot more about me as we get this going. And then I tell you what to expect on this podcast. You know, I said I was going to do this, and I'm here and I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do my best for you guys. So I really am having fun so far. Uh, let's see how I can get this. Let me see how I can help get your help into spreading the awareness of this podcast. If you know someone that might like the podcast, maybe you give them a share and say, hey, man, check this out. These guys are doing some good stuff. Once I get the guest on here, I really think you're going to see the real fun environment that we're going to try to build. And it includes you. I really invite you to be part of this podcast. So um, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to kind of introduce myself, give you guys, this raw, uh, uncensored version of me, man. This is all I know. This is how I'm gonna be. This is what you can expect. This is not your church-friendly podcast. We're gonna be having a very sometimes the conversations can go, especially when I start bringing my primos on here. Oh my gosh, man, you guys are gonna be like hearing a lot. I'm gonna do my best to kind of cut out as much as I can, but man, I can't tell you, bola de diablos, bro. I'm telling you for sure. So, look, man, I am super excited about getting this going. I am thankful to have the opportunity to do this with you guys, and I really think you're gonna enjoy it. So, again, I'm your host, Pinche Ben. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, but hope you guys are enjoying. This so far. You know what I mean? This is kind of like just an icebreaker and kind of introduction, so to speak. And that's why I said, hey, this is season 1, episode 0. I'll be launching episode 1 soon. So if you're watching now and you got a chance to check this out, I really hope that you click follow, or, somehow find my podcast anywhere you get your podcast. Maybe trying to drop some videos on YouTube as well. And, you can find us on all social media, Puro Pinche Cast&Blast, where we're a little bit everywhere. I just don't do Twitter and all that. But you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'll be getting the YouTube channel going, and I look forward to having and posting other content there as well. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to sign out, and I look forward to seeing you at the first episode. So come check me out. Hey, amigos. If you enjoyed this podcast, I invite you to subscribe so that you can be notified when we post new content. And if you feel like leaving a comment, rating, or review, please do so for this podcast and share with your friends. Thanks for listening, and I hope you had as much fun as we did. Now get out there and enjoy the Cast and Blast lifestyle, or as we say here, Puro Pinche Cast and Blast.